Electric cars are extremely popular right now in Sweden. However, something is happening in Sweden which nobody has noticed. In fact, this trend proves what I'm trying to tell you, and it shows us exactly where the automotive industry will be in only a few years' time from now. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. I've just come in from a swim here in Indonesia. I've been out in the ocean. Water was beautiful and warm, and right when I was heading back, it was getting dark. There was a red sunset just setting over the ocean. And I walked back past a rubbish dump where 5 little puppies have made it their home. And then all the scooters and all the polluting cars, diesel vehicles came past me one by one by one by one by one. And I inhaled the delicious scent, or not so delicious, depending on if you're aware of what's going on, of petrol and diesel fumes filling the air. Now, if you've been following this channel, you'll be aware that electric scooters and electric mobility is very quickly taking over the market in Asia. The same thing is happening in Europe, fortunately. However, Chinese car companies and Chinese mobility companies are really the key drivers behind this change. Top 17 cars in Sweden. 7 of those are made in China by Chinese workers in Chinese factories. And Sweden's electric car market is actually up 22% year on year versus the same month last year. What does that mean? Well, right now, almost 50% of all cars sold in Sweden are electric, either plug-in hybrid or fully electric. And as you know, plug-in hybrid vehicles are collapsing globally. People are saying, why would I buy a plug-in hybrid when I can get a fully electric car? It doesn't make sense. Now, Dr. Maximilian Holland reports for cleantechnica.com that May saw Sweden's plug-in electric vehicles take 48% market share, up from 39% in the same month last year. How much further we got till we get to 100%? Not much. Sweden's best-selling electric vehicle in May was the Volkswagen ID.4. And May's plug-in share of 48% was represented by more than 24% fully electric, 23% plug-in hybrids. And what is happening right now is that there's going to be a big change now to electric cars in Sweden. This will actually change the entire automotive scene there completely. I believe that for the rest of this year, electric vehicles will probably take around 60 to 70% market share in Sweden. You're probably thinking, really? How is this possible? This is crazy. Well, Chinese automakers and Tesla are fully aware, well, so are European automakers, so is Legacy Auto, that rules are about to change drastically in Sweden. What am I talking about? Well, from June 1st onwards, combustion-only vehicles will become much more expensive in Sweden because of taxes. Right now, diesel vehicles represent 15% of the market. By the end of this year, it'll probably dip to around 5 to 8%. Now, supply will drastically increase from Tesla, from their now reopened factory in Shanghai, and also their factory in Germany, where obviously they're ramping up production. Tesla's Shanghai factory, which is a huge supplier of electric vehicles in Europe, was paused for lockdowns over March, April, and May, affecting Europe's electric vehicle deliveries until probably June to July of this year. And this has drastically affected the region's overall electric vehicle results. So that will change. That will drastically increase supply of electric vehicles to Sweden over the next few months. Therefore, these numbers will increase for that reason too. So we're looking at 2 reasons. One, taxes are going to increase on internal combustion engine vehicles, even plug-ins, plus Tesla's supply of their vehicles will increase, plus probably Legacy Auto as well. What does this mean? Well, by August or September of this year, electric vehicles will probably represent 60+% of all vehicle sales in Sweden, which they actually did in December of last year when there was a lot more electric vehicles supplied to the country. Here's a breakdown of the most popular electric vehicles in Sweden. Volkswagen ID.4 came in first, Kia Niro was second, Skoda Enyaq was in third, the Volvo XC40 manufactured in China, was fourth. Polestar, fifth. Tesla Model Y, also, of course, China. Kia EV6 was next. MG Marvel R, also manufactured in China. And then other cars that were manufactured in China as well include the MG ZS EV, which is Australia's second most popular electric car. And in fact, one of the most popular vehicles in the Australian car market, period. And in second to last place in the top 20 was the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Last place, the BMW i3. So what about for the last trailing quarter? Well, over the last 3 months in Sweden, the Kia Niro surprisingly took first place. Second place was the Volkswagen ID4, and then third we got the Tesla Model Y. Now, considering Tesla's ramp up this year, it's likely that Tesla will take first place with the Model Y by the end of this year. Fourth was the Volvo XC40, so now you can see there's two different Chinese-made cars in the top four. Polestar 2 next, also another Chinese electric vehicle. Nissan Leaf, Kia EV6, Skoda Enyaq, BMW i3, Audi Q4 e-tron, and then the MG ZS EV. Now, surprisingly, the Renault Zoe, which was once a very popular electric car in Sweden, has dropped from 5th down to 23rd place. Why? It's overpriced for what it is. It's really not a great value electric car. There's similar electric cars in China that cost probably a quarter of the price. Crazy. Now, one thing that's been surprising is the Volvo XC40 and the Polestar 2 have climbed up the ranks. And obviously there's the perception in Sweden that these are Swedish cars. And it's true that there is a factory in Sweden, people who work in Sweden. However, I believe these electric cars are actually manufactured in China. So as you can see here, right, Chinese electric vehicles are making up a pretty big proportion of Sweden's electric vehicle sales. But this is going to change drastically. Why do I say that? Well, XPeng are coming, right? NIO are coming. Leapmotor plan on it as well. There's a number of other electric car manufacturers, including some of the most expensive, prestigious Chinese electric vehicle brands that plan on selling their vehicles as well in China. And of course, then they've got the ramp up from Geely with the XC40 and Polestar electric cars. But more important than any of that is the volume that Tesla, I think, will probably send to the Swedish market over the rest of this year. Supply of electric cars is obviously a constant problem globally, and specifically in Sweden right now, there's nowhere near enough electric cars to meet market demand. Now, apparently in Sweden, if you want to get a Kia EV6, you've got to wait more than 12 months. If you want an Audi Q4, same thing, more than 12 months. Apparently also one of the key reasons why the Kia Niro is doing so well is supply. Less people actually want that vehicle in other markets, so there's more availability of supply for the Swedish market of that electric car. So what's happening right now in Europe? Well, most legacy automakers are prioritizing shipment of EVs to Europe. Makes sense, doesn't it, really? They're doing this over selling their EVs in the US. Each European market in Europe has severe emissions penalties, which the United States doesn't have for most states in the country. Same with Australia, we don't have those penalties either. Therefore, it makes little financial sense for these car manufacturers to sell their vehicles in the US or in Australia when they could save a fortune in fines and taxes by selling the same vehicle in Europe or in China. There's the same, most people are not aware of this, but actually there's a lot of taxes and fines that you have to pay in China if you sell too many high polluting cars. Until the US and here in Australia get serious on a proactive level like the EU and China have, the United States market will continue to severely lag behind Europe. Now, Q1, or the first quarter of this year, the first 3 months of this year, was the first time that the United States passed 5% electric vehicle market share. China and the EU are now well above 20%. Clearly, legislation matters. Clearly, government support of electric vehicles matter. And frankly, until we see this kind of government support from Australia, the US, and other Western countries, the EU, Europe, and China will lead the way when it comes to electric vehicle deliveries. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I'm just one person. Regardless of that, have a great day as always, and I'll see you on the next video.